Space has become increasingly critical to military operations since the 1960s. But in 2019, the Trump administration announced the creation of a Space Force, a sixth branch of the United States Army Service, with a grand new slogan, Semper Supra, meaning always above. Does America need a standalone agency, or is this just political posturing? My name is Hakeem Brown, and this is Pop City Culture.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
Hey, what's up, family? How's it going? Oh, man, we got a good show today. We're going to be talking about Space Force, man. That's like that alien invasion kind of thing. We're going to be up in space, but I got a lot. Maybe I got a lot to say about this, but I'm going to hand the baton over to my brother, Hakeem, because, my brother, he thinks I be talking too much. But anyways, that's just one man's opinion. I know all my people out there don't think I be talking too much. They be on my side, right? Anyway, Hakeem, just take it away. Take it away, Hakeem.
Well, thank you, Reggie. That was really interesting. So today we're going to be talking about Space Force, which is something that was created. It was created so we could look into space. Everybody knows about NASA. And NASA, that does a lot of space exploration. And like I said before, space has become increasingly critical to military operations since the 1960s.
No doubt.
And, Donald Trump announced the creation of Space Force in 2019. And like I said, that's the sixth branch of the United States Army Services.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it will do something. But, I'm wondering whether or not the government might know something, that we don't know, or if they're just out in space just exploring it. We have a lot of problems here on Earth.
We got a whole lot of problems, man. And they know something, man. What you think, man? They could be hiding secrets and stuff. They gotta be, man, because we be seeing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What I'm saying.
Well,
right?
Reggie, they might be exploring the oceans soon, or maybe they explored the oceans and didn't find too much in there.
Say what?
And they do have supposedly the hollow earth theory, which means there might be a whole civilization inside the earth.
Well, there might be. I mean, they might not just be in space. They might be inside the earth, like some lost tribe or something, or some mutated humans. you know what I'm saying.
But today
right?
we're going to be talking about the Space Force.
Okay.
And Space Force is really something. A lot of people are very interested in space, what's going on in space, who's out in space, if there's anything out there. But, they say the sky is not the limit. That's why they created the United States Space Force. I'm looking at their little logo, and it almost reminds me of the Star Trek emblem.
Yo, man, it sure does. I'm looking at it too, man. It looks like they be hobnobbing, stealing, biting off some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Reggie.
This is ridiculous. How they just stealing stuff from old TV shows.
Reggie, let me get a word in edgewise, okay?
But I ain't stopping
Reggie,
you. Go on.
For once on this show, let me get a word in edgewise.
Man, you always get a word in edgewise. I always let you talk, man. This is my...
Okay, so anyways, in the United States Space Force, we are challenged every day to find new heights working within the space domain. This is what they're saying. This is, I guess, it's put up by the United States Air Force. So they say our people launch rockets, keep satellites safe and operational, and develop technology to defend our way of life on Earth through our interest in space. We protect the hopes and dreams of America and exploration while preparing for the 22nd century, when humankind asks, what if? The mission of Space Force is to be the answer?
Man, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm telling you right now, I just want to see some alien spacecraft. I want to see some little green man. I want to see somebody like E.T. come to me so I can give him some candy, and we could be like best friends.
So I'm
know?
looking at this, and it says, they have their own little webpage. It says, learn more about United States Space Force careers. And in it, they have, you can be an officer, you can be enlisted. So, they have a lot of different things. For example, an officer is cyberspace operations officer. And it looks like they sit behind a computer, and it's all about cyber.
Man, I'll sit behind a computer. Can I do that?
Reggie, what do you think about that?
I just asked you, man. I sit behind a computer. I could do stuff like that. Man, there could be some opportunity for us kids, for our generation, the COVID generation, I mean, I'd love to be doing something like that,
And then they have the officers, the space operations officer. It looks like they're behind a computer. I mean,
that's me.
I suppose a lot of it is behind the computer because, when you're in space, you can only have so many people in space.
Man, of course you can only have so many people. You might have to be doing it area remote.
Now, they have enlisted people like space systems operations, and guess what? They're probably behind computers. Looks like a lot of these jobs might be behind computers, but they have cyber systems operations.
Man, it seems like there's a lot of jobs opening up there,
Knowledge operations management.
I see that
Cyber.
one. Yep, cyber.
Security.
Yeah.
Cyber transportation systems, cable and antenna systems, which that's like a hands-on thing, and fusion analysts. But, they also say that they have more careers. So,
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm going to tell you, it looks like there's going to be a lot of opportunity in this Space Force thing. This sounds really good.
Targeting analysts.
Yep.
Client systems. Acquisition manager.
That one sounds good. I like that
Radio frequency transmission systems. Signals intelligence analyst.
Wow.
Computer systems programmer. Development engineer and intelligence officer.
Now, let's just say something. Given all these jobs, given the way the economy is now, I'm just hoping people get the opportunity to go back to school and learn some of this stuff,
So, just so people know, the Navy was to transfer 13 satellites to Space Force, to the U.S. Space Force, but they'll retain a portion of its research labs that focus on space. Chief of Naval Operations Michael Gilday said. In a virtual forum hosted by the Center of Strategic and Budgetary Assessments, Gilday said the transfer of satellites operations will be seamless because both Navy and Space Force are components of Space Command.
Well, you got to have people, trying to do,
so I guess Space Command is something else too, right? Or probably the same thing.
Probably.
But anyways, a decision had been made for the Navy to retain its space-related work at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory. That's with the acronym NRL. So, that being said, the decision had been made.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I guess it's good to have the Navy in charge of something, too, because, you got the Air Force and the Navy. It just sounds good.
Anyways, he had added that the Navy is developing a memorandum of agreements that give the Space Force more say in the work conducted in the labs without upsetting the workforce or command and control. The Space Force is expected to grow. Now listen to this.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Are you listening?
Yes,
Reggie?
I'm listening.
Reggie, sit down. Are you listening?
Just tell me, what is it?
Reggie, are you listening, my brother?
Of course I'm listening. Why you keep doing this?
The Space Force is expected to grow from 2,400 active duty service members to 6,400 by the end of the year, according to Chief of Space Operations General J. Raymond. Do you think that's a lot, Reggie?
Of course that's a lot, man. I think that's good, man, And, yeah, I was listening too, by the way. Because, we got to have a strong Space Force. That's the bottom line,
So the new military branch was created in December 2019 in the fiscal 2020 National Defense Authorization Act. The change moved roughly 6,000 active duty and civilian personnel on a temporary basis from what was formerly known as Air Force Space Command to the Space Force. For the past year, the new service has worked to identify appropriate personnel from across the Air Force and other services to become Space Force members. Now, Gilday said he and Raymond had a handshake agreement to transfer the first Navy officers to Space Force in the coming months, many drawn from a cadre who workforce issued.
I'm going to have to interrupt you because, when I hear the word, we had a handshake agreement, man, that don't mean it's written in stone. They better get something written down in stone, man.
Yeah, so, as we can see, a lot of people are on the same page, and they really want to get this Space Force going. Now, I remember hearing something on an old TV show, Space, the Final Frontier. So I suppose everybody wants to go into space and see exactly what's out there.
Man, of course they do,
Reggie, what do you think's out there?
Aliens, aliens,
Reggie,
whole lot of aliens.
come on, Reggie.
Monster aliens, vampire aliens, zombie aliens. It could be
So, Reggie, you believe in aliens?
Of course I believe in aliens, man. Why wouldn't I be? It's like a billion stars and planets out there, I mean, it's just common sense, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think aliens look like? Do you think aliens probably look like us, or do they look like something that we probably couldn't even.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. They could look like globs and vampires and green aliens and zombies. Heck, they could even look like teddy bears. You know what
Come
I'm
on,
saying?
Reggie, teddy bears.
Of course,
aliens
man.
Look like teddy bears.
Of course, man. They can look like anything you want. Man, if I'm a different planet, you gotta be using your head, man. I mean,
Right.
Teddy bear
Reggie,
aliens.
you always make me laugh.
No, listen, it sounds plausible, don't you
Okay.
think? Huh? Don't you? Fluffy little aliens.
Moving right along, anyways.
Okay, go on.
Former Israel space security chief says extraterrestrials exist. And when President Trump was president, he said Trump knew about it.
They all did.
So a galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are. The former Israeli security chief said.
I'm sure we know what they are. We're finally just gonna find out what they are now. You gotta release the files,
Reggie, that being said,
what you gonna say? What you gonna
the
say?
former Israel space security chief had sent eyebrows shooting heavenward by saying that Earthlings have been in contact with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. So that means, according to him, the government's already in contact with these aliens. And what do you think about that?
Man, I told you, man. This has been around since Roswell, man. Since that alien ship crashed it. And, I heard in like the late 1800s, in the newspapers, some alien craft crashed too. But, of course, man, the government knows all about this.
Yeah,
They're in cahoots with the aliens.
Reggie, now here's the thing.
What?
The unidentified...
Go on. I'm listening.
Okay, here's the thing, Reggie. The unidentified flying objects have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity's not ready for it yet. Hakeem Eshed, former head of Israel Defense Ministry Space Directorate, told Israel's Yediot newspapers. The interview in Hebrew ran and gained tractions after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post.
Man, you know what I got to say? Nobody needs to tell me when to eat, sleep, or go to the bathroom. Nobody needs to tell me if I need to know about aliens. I know I need to know about aliens.
So I guess over there, they're like saying, hey, this is out there. These are the aliens. We've been in contact. So
sounds like an honest government, if you ask me.
I don't know if there's a exchange of technology or anything like that. I mean, that would be interesting.
Interesting. That'd be honest.
What say you, Reggie?
Reggie. My name's what? You forget my name? The bottom line is this. I believe the government knows exactly what's going on. They know that we've been in contact with a lot of aliens, and I'm sure we got a lot of technology like the wheel from, aliens and stuff like, special wheels or something,
I want to finish this by saying a respected professor and retired general, Eshed, said, the aliens were equally curious about humanity, and we were seeking to understand the fabrics of the universe.
Hey, the more you know.
So, as just said, the cooperation agreement had been signed between species, including an underground base in the depths of Mars, where there are American astronauts and aliens representatives. There's an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here, he said. Eshed added that President Donald Trump was aware of the extraterrestrials' existence and had been on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that guy makes some bad decisions. I don't know who he's listening to. He should have just let it all out. That guy needs to think for himself. Guy's supposed to be like a rich mogul or something.
So they have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are, Eshed said, referring to the Galactic Federation. The White House and Israeli officials did not immediately respond to the NBC News requests for a comment, Sue Go, a spokesperson for the Pentagon, declined to comment. A spokesperson for NASA said one of the agency's key goal was the research for life in the universe, but that it had yet to find signs of extraterrestrials' life. Although we have yet to find signs of extraterrestrials' life, NASA is exploring the solar system and beyond to help us answer fundamental questions, including whether we are alone in the universe, the spokesman said in a statement.
Well, I think after listening to this, we know we ain't alone, so that's a start. You know?
Yeah, so it seems like, you're getting two conflicting stories. Some people are saying, oh, there's no aliens. Some people are saying there are aliens, and
getting conflicting people. That's what you get.
This is
people
the problem.
know what they're talking about.
People have to pretty much come together to see exactly what's going on. Reggie, what do you think about aliens?
I think aliens are true, and I also think it's true people need to come together. But, people needed to come together long ago, and maybe the governments are coming together. Maybe, of course, they're hiding stuff, and they just don't think after that, what was that, War of the Worlds news broadcast back like 100 years ago by Orson Welles? People think they're going to act like that, know?
There are TV shows that talk about aliens.
Yeah, and radio shows, like I just said,
humans.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, present, and what could be in the future. I mean, if you've seen, like the History Channel, they have a show called Ancient Aliens.
Oh, my God. That is my show. I'm going to tell you right now, I love that show. I watch that show all the time. And it's informative. It talks about ancient aliens in the past, in the present, whether or not they could be coming from the future. And I'm going to be honest with you, nobody really knows exactly what's out there or who's out there or who we're in contact with. So like I say, having this whole thing with the government releasing all these files, it's obviously going to be a good thing because we all want to know what's going on,
Well, I'm going to tell you, on the History Channel with this show, they also talk about artifacts, which is really cool.
Yeah, they have a whole lot of artifacts, dating back way back. Go on with the artifacts.
Whatsoever is twisted into evidence for visitations by extraterrestrial intelligence in our ancient past, maybe present, and possibly our future. Sometimes they even say that they're time travelers. What do you think about that, Reggie?
I don't think we know enough about aliens and how time travel really works, but maybe so. Maybe they could be our distant future relatives,
I have heard one theory saying that extraterrestrials are from our future and the aliens are us.
Man, that's what I just said. So, you ain't even listening.
There's a whole lot of things out there.
I know there is, but I'm tired of repeating the stuff I say. It's ridiculous.
But if they were to talk about
what
and say aliens are real,
yeah,
that would probably throw a wrench, maybe in religion, because as religion says, there's nothing else out there. There's only
no doubt
heaven and the earth, and that's it. But some people say no, there's more out there. But Reggie, maybe that's a whole nother show we could do, because a lot of people, I think, might be interested in that religious aspect of what's going on.
I think a lot of people might like that different take,
But when it comes to the Space Force, right now, a lot of people, because of everything that's going on, it doesn't really get a whole lot of attention. Because right now, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on in the world and in the United States. Whether it's political, whether it's domestic, but as far as Space Force goes, I think, personally, I think it's pretty good that we're out there trying to see what's out there. So, all that being said, I will have to say, what time is it, Reggie?
It is time for our words of wisdom. Okay, take it away there, my brother. Take it away.
There's a saying that we know nothing and everything and hope to learn. But do we really know everything in life? Do we know everything? Space could be the final frontier. For many, people have yearned to see what's out there. Nobody knows exactly what tomorrow will bring, but there are signs that, yes, possibly there is life out there. People have looked towards the heavens since the dawn of man. They have seen signs. They have seen things in the sky. Some have mistaken them for gods. Others have taken them for extraterrestrials? I don't know if we will ever know the true answer until the governments reveal what they may know or not know. In any case, if aliens do exist out there, and if Space Force is that key to bridging that connection, it could be a good thing. Whether or not it could cause chaos in our society, the downfall of religion, that's another story. That's a moral question we all would have to answer for ourselves. We would have to look deep inside of our soul to say whether or not this is going to change our religious beliefs, or if we never had any religious beliefs, our scientific intelligence. In any case, space, the final frontier, for now, we're just exploring it. There are rumors and innuendos as to what's out there. Mars, other planets, other universes. But until then, I guess we will do exactly what Space Force says. We'll just keep looking up.
Thank you. That was so good, man. I'm always going to be looking up. And that's going to bring us to the end of our show. And here's my brother to take us out.
So I want to thank everybody for coming here today on our show, Pop City Culture, and making us one of the number one international podcasts around the world. It really does mean a lot to us, especially during these trying times. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new podcast is posted. Rate it and review it, this podcast, and share it with your family and friends. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. And I hope you're leaving with some great things to make you think. Until next time, peace.
Yo, man, I'm going to tell you, maybe I'll be applying the Space Force when I'm older. I want to go where no man has gone before, into the great frontier. Well, all right.